So Sakshi says, I'm in the clinic, can't put phone in front. I get it, but I like your scene. Okay, are we ready to start? Are we ready to start? Should we start or should we wait for more people to start? There are already more than 200 people. Start, yes or no? We need like energy. Yes! Subramaniam, digital marketer. Yes, okay. Let us begin because we have already waited for 7 minutes. Someone is saying start with all the T's at the end. Okay. So while I start, I will also share my screen with you. And I want your full attention. I will be addressing all your questions at the end, but I might just take up a few in the middle, right? Please switch on your cameras again. Guys, if you don't switch on your cameras, I will also shut mine and teach. Take it like whatever, whichever way you want. Chalo. Okay. Laptop में camera नहीं है. कोई बात नहीं, phone से join कर. Okay, anyway. I'll just start sharing my screen. And yes, Sagar, yes, the agenda of the session will be told to you in like a minute, right? I'll start sharing my screen and we'll begin with the agenda, with everything you should know. That's it. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Can you see my screen? Can you hear me clearly? Okay, screen is visible. Am I not visible to you? I'm there. Okay. Okay, let's start. We were talking about agendas, what all is there. Obviously, if I have come here collecting literally everything. You don't even know how requested scripting, I mean, you would know how requested scripting is because there is a lot of information on how to shoot content, how to do this, how to strategize, there's a lot of that. But scripting requires someone who has done it for themselves, right? So here, what I will cover is obviously how you can write hooks that literally convert, some crazy hooks, how you can hold attention, which means increase your watch time, right? And how you can drive action. Drive action means whatever call to action you give to your audience, they take it. They apply, they understand the strategy you are giving, and you give them a call to action strategically. Does that make sense? Are these three things great or not? Yes or no? Yes or no? Are we good to go? Okay, before I go ahead, I have to tell you about myself. Why am I even here? Who am I? What have I done? Am I even qualified to teach you at all? So I'm an Instagram coach. I'm also a social media manager. I've worked with a lot of brands in the country. Some we've named here: Skechers, Samsung, Philips, Dyson, Daniel Wellington, Gary Vee. I work with a lot of people, a lot of brands, a lot of personal brands. You can literally name it, and I'm most likely would have worked, right? And I have helped people go from literally zero to over 100K organically, right? We have scaled businesses, we have gotten leads, we have made over 11 lakhs in probably 1 month for the people who have worked with me, for the personal brands that have worked with me. And that's exactly what I have collected and come here to speak to you. But does it make sense if I don't tell you about myself and don't tell you that I was also struggling and I was at the place that you are? So I actually was a complete, what I say, nerd type in my college, and I was doing my master's in English literature, and I wanted to do my MPhil, but I did not get in my MPhil, so I had to end up doing a few jobs. I took up a corporate job. Before taking that corporate job, I worked 1 year with an A-list influencer, so I got to know everything from writing to getting brands on board to making content that really gets you leads, right? To getting sales for the brands we are creating content for, right? To understanding the creator's perspective and the perspective of the audience that's consuming and the perspective of the brand that's coming to you, right? Because the ultimate goal is to make money. Is it? Is your goal to make money or just keep creating content ultimately? Is your goal to also make money or just content you're good with? Tell me no. Money, fame and money, both. I understand, obviously both. Okay, so after I completed 1 year with the creator, I had to obviously change. I wanted to shift. Then I went on to corporate jobs. I literally changed 2 jobs in 6 months because I was not satisfied. I'm not defaming corporates, but it did not work for me. I did not get the freedom of time. I did not feel that I was getting the amount of money I should have been making for the amount of effort that I was putting in. And that's when I came into freelancing. I started freelancing. It struck. I was working with people from Bollywood. I was working with some of the world's biggest personal brands, some of the biggest MDs, CMOs, CEOs of some of the crazy companies in the world. And if I start naming the companies, you're like, what, right? But I had a great portfolio. I made a huge portfolio, right? And that's when I thought that, okay, how do I scale all of this? How do I make even more money? And that's when I started reaching out, doing cold emails, cold DMs, and I started reaching out to people. And that's when I realized people started saying, I mean, whoever came to me said, simple thing, Prakriti, you don't have any followers. How will you help me out? How do I even trust you? Is it a fair question? If I have 0 followers or maybe 300, 400 followers, and I say that, hi, Deepal, I'll help you. Hi, Arya, I'll help you out. Will you guys trust me? If I have only 300 followers, will you trust me? Probably not, right? And the same problem was the ones that other personal brands were facing. I did realize that, probably that's a valid question. That's when I started building my own personal brand. I started on 1st March 2023. And by August, I had great followers. I was doing, I was making everything. I was making the money. I had followers. I was repeating. So basically, the problem was the scalability of my career, scalability of my business. The desired situation was unlimited lead flow. Obviously, fame, obviously, financial freedom. Right? If I have a good leads flow, obviously, I'll get the financial freedom also once I'm able to convert. Right? And the only solution that was there was building a personal brand. This personal brand got me the unlimited lead flow, got me the numbers, got me a lot of people who actually I never had to reach out to. Most of my clients are people who are inbound leads. I don't go to them, right? It gave me another source of income, which was working with different brands on brand collaborations. It gave me another source of income, which was Instagram coaching. Otherwise, I was only doing social media management. Make sense? Right? Do you see how varied the different parts of income or income sources become? And that's exactly what I want for you. Does this make sense? Right? So what I'm going to, I want to know yeses or no's, okay? Because if I don't see it, I'm going to shut my camera and then talk. Guys, put your cameras on, okay? Yes, okay. Now, what is happening today and why have I told you the whole story? Whatever I've told you is all the science, all the experimentation, all the experience that I'm going to put today, because I've created over 500 reels already. I think over 600, right? That's just for me. Obviously, for my brands, for my clients, that's different, right? And I'm going to put all of that. How have I written scripts? How have I experimented? What kind of content, what kind of emotions we want to invoke when we are talking about scripting? Then I'm going to give you one formula, one single formula that will literally make sense, and you'll never feel like, oh, how do I start? How do I write my hook? What should be the beginning? I mean, I know what do I want to say, but how do I say it? Will not have these questions. Okay. And by the way, we will also apply what you learned. So you will create your hooks right here with me. Does that sound like a plan to you? Are you ready to create your own hooks today? Does that make sense? Because only me teaching wouldn't work. Hooks make sense now, writing for yourself. Great. Let's begin. These are some of the results I've gotten for my clients: 11 million, 2 million, 147 million. There are more. These are some clients I've hidden their name for because I did not tell them that I'll be using their screenshots here. So that's why I've hidden their name. But I took this. This was a basically fitness creator. You can literally go to my highlight section and see it later, right? And you will find the name, you will find everything. I took this creator from 8,000 followers to 161K right now. This one is actually a social media manager herself who was struggling to hit her 10K first. Now is at 216K. This is actually an e-commerce clothing business, Indian ethnic wear, who started from zero when they joined me and are now at more than 108K and sold out. Okay. This one is again a digital marketer. And now let's begin. Are you ready? Ready? Yes or no? Are you excited or not? Because I'm not feeling it. If you guys are ready and if you are excited, don't tell me, like, write crazy, CRAZZ, crazy. This is crazy. I'm ready to do it. Something like that. Crazy. Sayed says crazy. Swati says crazy. Saloni, Vishnu, Jyoti, Nidhi, Malika, Isha, Kokul. Great. Thanks, guys. You have to see, if I am charging you with value, you have to keep charging me with energy. Okay? Make sense? Done. Let's start. So first of all, see, if you are not targeting any emotion, if you're not giving anything to them to look forward to, if you're not triggering the inside, their gut, basically, if you're not triggering their gut, they'll not, you can't create a viral reel script or a brand. Okay, people do not buy from brain, people do not buy rationally, they buy emotionally. Why? Because there will always be someone who will be doing better than you and who has better numbers than you have, and might even be exactly copying your product, your service, your content. Okay, but what will differentiate you from them? Why will people still come to you? Why will people still follow you? Why will people still make your content viral? Because you hit their emotions, you trigger their emotions. Okay, and there are only four type of emotions that we want to trigger in our content, through our content. Okay, only four. One is fulfillment. You know, when you feel like life has come to a full circle. Have you had those moments when you feel like, oh yeah, this is like, oh, this is how it should be, I'm feeling so warm in my heart for this person? Have you felt like that? Ever felt like that? Perfect. कभी कभी ऐसा लगा है कि यार कितना अच्छा हो रहा है ये, how beautiful is this, and uh, everything is coming to full circle. The other one is relief. Relief is when they are in pain, when they are in problem, when they are stuck somewhere, and you provide the solution to them. That's relief, right? If you have a muscle pull and you put move on it, what's that? Relief. The name of the brand says move, then it says pain relief, right? That's the exactly that's the emotion that I want to put here. Okay. The third one is connection. If they do not feel connected with the content you have created, with you, or you don't make them feel connected to the community they belong. So maybe if they don't feel connected to their own friends, or if they don't feel connected to their own parents, their own family, anything of that sort, right? They'll not pay much heed to your content. But if your content sparks that emotion of feeling connected to someone, what they will do? Share that content. Share it with their friends, share it with their mom, share it with their parents, share it with their boyfriend, girlfriend, right? That's how you build connections. And at the end, if you can also okay, someone's saying the video got stuck. Explain the emotion, please. Guys, can you see me or not? Is my video stuck? Is my video stuck to you? No, not stuck. Okay. So we are discussing emotions only. Fulfillment, we have discussed. Relief, we have discussed. Connection, we have discussed. Now challenge. If I tell you something, have you heard, seen those reels where probably a lady says that, you know, men are like that, or a man says women are like that, or there's a discussion, there's a fight over thought processes, over feminism, over patriarchy, over anything, especially gender roles. Have you seen that? Or if I tell you that, you know, Virat Kohli is not the top player in the country, how many of you are going to come at me? What am I doing here? I am challenging your opinion, right? If I go ahead, give my opinion and challenge yours, you'll obviously be triggered. You'll obviously go ahead and give your opinion. That's why a lot of news channels, what do? They bring people from different opinion, different perspectives together and let them fight. And that gets them the most TRP. Why? Because you guys are also thinking, no, this one's right, no, that one's right. No, I have a third opinion, right? So if you challenge someone's opinion, that's also how you go ahead and and you know, trigger someone. Someone's writing Arnab Goswami OP. Okay, anything, even negative talk. Okay, anything that's challenging. Now let's come to how do you trigger these emotions. So fulfillment is made up of desire. So if you feel like, if you watch my content and feel like, oh, I want to be like her, or if I watch your content and be like, kashi mere paas hota yaar, I wish I had this. And whole, by the way, whole Bollywood works on the desire part, right? Everyone wishes that they have Karan Johar's like 20 rooms villa with the staircase going in between, right? Do you also want that kind of a home? Is it yes or no? Right? That is the desire. Every time you go to a cinema hall or you watch a movie, you are taken away from your real space to another space where you want to be. uh, Everybody wants like 500 langas for every day. Okay, then aspiration. Probably when you look at someone else's achievements and feel like, I'm also going to do this one day, I'm also going to make my parents proud, I'm also going to make my family proud, that kind of aspiration. Then final is motivation. Motivation is an evergreen content. Okay, whenever you motivate someone, whenever you give them your perspective, it will work today, it will work 2 years later, it will work 10 years later, it will work 20 years later. So you have to create one content that literally works everywhere. Okay, this whole fulfillment section literally is evergreen content. If you are able to trigger this, then everything is you can literally repeat this kind of content. I will show you 3 examples of what I mean here. Okay, and you have to tell me if you can see my screen or not. Can you see my screen, guys? Team, there are some people who are saying that my video and audio is stuck. Is there anything of that sort you guys are also experiencing? All good, all good, all good, all good. Audio is fine, everything is clear. Okay, perfect. Can you see this screen that I've opened now? Can you see it? Okay, great. So this is again an example of aspiration and fulfillment, okay?
My dad reacting to my photo in the magazine.
Cover baby, exclusive coverage. Now, what this reel did was trigger aspiration. A lot of people came in and said, "We are so proud of you. I want to do it for my parents. I want my father to be so proud of me." Right? A lot of people congratulated. I'm waiting for the same proud moment for my parents. So inspired, right? There was an emotion that I triggered. Okay. The next one. Let's see the next one. This is a motivational one.
Imagine SRK comparing his follower count with Urvashi Rautela. Here's a classic example that comparison is killing you for no reason at all. Let's take Shah Rukh Khan and Urvashi Rautela. SRK has 37.3 million followers on Instagram, while Urvashi has a whopping 64 million follower count. Now imagine Shah Rukh sulking over these numbers, doubting his abilities and content, work and whatnot. Wouldn't that be bizarre? Yeah, that would be my expression too. If number of followers, likes, shares, subscribers were a measure of your value and hard work, then you, me and SRK would be crying in the same corner. Now stop comparing yourself and share this reel.
By the way, this reel I had posted when I had just begun creating content, right? So I had posted this reel in March 2023. Then I posted it at the end of 2023. Then I posted it again. So I've been literally using the same reel multiple times. So 64 weeks ago, I had again posted it. Okay, let's go to, and this is like pure motivation. So you can keep repeating, right? It is relevant today. It was relevant in 2023. And the next example.
And it goes like this. We'll get in your car and you'll need to kiss me. And it goes.
Look at the number of leads I got after this with just one reel. Right? Why? Because I showed you a lot of results that I produced. So I showed you the desire, your desire, right? That, oh my God, I also want these number of followers. And probably Prakriti can help me out. Got it? That's how you take up fulfillment. Someone is asking, do I need to bring my personal life to light? No, that's not necessary. You can bring your achievements in general to light, right? That is also aspirational. Or you can probably talk about, you don't want to bring your parents or family in the camera, you can give a story out. Okay, you can always choose. Okay, now next, let's go to the next emotion, which is relief, which means you have a problem. All of you identify your audience's problem, right? You have a problem, you just provide a solution. That's it. Pain relief. So you have to only identify the problem that the issues that your audience is going through and give them a simple executionable solution. Okay. So this reel got me about, wait, let me show you my insights of this reel. If I can. Yeah. So this one got me 15,000 followers. Okay. And here, when I made this reel, everyone was talking about how to do SEO, how do we figure out search engine optimization. So I simply gave them an executionable method, and that is
Putting a reel, go to the caption and write 5 to 10 keywords. Now copy them, go to your reel, paste and hide it. This is the easiest way to appear on top of search results, explore page and everywhere on Instagram. I do it for my reels and this is the simplest SEO technique you'll ever know. Using keywords in your caption and reel. Keywords are the words that your target audience is using when they are searching for anything in your niche. Let's say somebody is looking for a social media expert. They go and type Instagram coach and your reel appears on top because you added the right keywords they are looking for and you solve their problem. All you have to do is, while uploading.
You got the gist? You got the idea of what I'm trying to say? Does this make sense? The problem was that people are not able to figure out how to do SEO in their content. This was way back. And I just gave them a solution, a tutorial on it, a guide on it, right? That which gave them relief. And that video alone, I think it has about close to 2 million views and got me 15,000 followers with just one. Third, connection. If you're not able to relate with my content, if you don't feel like that my content is useful for you, or even me as a personality connects with you, you will anyway not see my content. Okay, your content should be able to spark conversations, spark relatability, conversations as in someone can tag probably their friend, probably their mom, probably they can send it to their friends group. That's why you see memes are so popular. Memes get a lot of shares. Even I know you guys are also sharing it on your friends group. Why? Because they are conversational. They spark relatability. If I throw in a meme about let's say school memory, right, or how teachers used to hit us with the chalk, you will immediately go and share it with your school friends. Yeah. Then again, connection which sparks daily emotion. Probably I talk about a breakup and you feel like, oh shit, I just went through a breakup. So that is again a connection. Or I give an opinion, right? Let me give you a few examples. Here I'm telling about my story.
I was practically jobless. You have to take tough decisions for your dreams. I invested 40K in a course when I had nothing. It could have gone completely wrong. In 2021, I finally had a job, but I hated it. I used to come home crying, and that's when I decided to invest in a course. It was expensive, more than what I was making. And to leave a stable job, I had to convince my parents. I asked them to give me 1 year's time only to try my luck. It could have been the worst decision of my life. But 3 months in, I was already making double my salaried job. All I can say is that you have to give your dreams a shot.
Right? Also, clearly I spoke about my story. I told them that, see, I'm also coming from where you're coming from, right? I'm also coming from a place where I was jobless, where I was stuck, where I did not have confidence, where I did not know if I will be able to do anything out of content or not. I had to convince my parents. So these are also the struggles that, at least one of these struggles you are also facing, right? Also, one quick question that, very good question that Chirodeep has asked: do memes not take away the position of authority if the content is built that way? Chirodeep, here's your answer in my next example. This was my first reel that went close to 10K. My first ever reel. Okay, I posted it on 20th June 2023. Does this make my authority go away? No, right? So the way you present your memes is also something that will lead to understanding if you are credible or not credible, right? So memes are supposed to be, obviously, if you start creating thousands of memes and only post memes, then obviously your credibility will be lost. But if you post it strategically, if you write the correct script for it, that's when it's not lost. So the emotion that, why this was my first reel that went viral. Why was it? Because I had triggered an emotion that literally nobody cares what I post, but my mom does, right? And she always shares, or my friend does, and they always share it on their stories. The last one is challenge. If I make a claim that breaks the barriers or your mindset barriers, right? If I make a claim, if I tell you, let's say that I will help you go to Mars in 1 week, you'll be like, what? I got to watch what she's saying. Even if you agree or disagree with me, that's not the point. The point is that you guys came, sat, and watched the video. Then what I tell you is a different thing altogether. Or I give you a shock. You remember that time when Bill Gates came to India? You remember that? Yes or no? Do you remember that, guys? When Bill Gates came to India and collaborated with Dolly Chaiwala? Isha says yes. Harsh says yes. Parveen, Ronak. Yeah, they did a collab. Yes, Ronak identified. Yes, correct. They did a collab. What was that? That was a shocker for the world, right? And that's why that whole news got so much attention, because what? Dolly Chaiwala is collaborating with Bill Gates, right? Or there's a surprise. Shock, surprise, very thin line, right? And the last one is opinion. Opinion, again, can generate a conversation, can generate, can trigger their emotions, can trigger, basically, people are dying to give their opinion on internet. Okay, so if you ask for their opinion, they will give their opinion. I'll give you examples, and that will be a better explanation.
Did you know that Dolly Chaiwala is the brand ambassador of Windows 12? No, right? Similarly, did you know that Adam Azari himself said that hashtags don't work?
If you're finding them useful, absolutely. We think hashtags are a great way to help connect with other people, but they aren't required. They don't meaningfully change your reach.
It's day 14 of helping you hit 10K followers in 30 days, so stop using hashtags and start using keywords. Did you
Make sense? If I start my sentence with telling you that Dolly Chaiwala I'm an MBA, and probably I only had to sell the I only had to sell tea to get such great collaboration. So that's a shocker for you. This was actually a rumor that was spreading, and I made use of that rumor and asked a question. But do you know about this? So even if you feel like, okay, if you start your reel with, do you know that the earth is actually flat, not round? That's a shocker, right? Then the next emotion, I mean, not emotion, next example for this same emotion is again, so okay, in the last reel, I made a claim. Here's the shock and surprise.
No, it's a top secret. I'm not going to disclose. No, it's a secret. The secret to short Instagram success is competitive research. Find 10 competitor accounts of your niche. 3 with more than 500K following. 3 between 100 to 500K following. 3 can be your competitors or from 0 to 100K following. Now study them minutely. Their posts, stories, bio, profile picture, username, everything. Look at their most liked and failed posts. Make a list and model the strategy of the account. And don't forget to follow Prakriti Madan for more tips. Please, choda.
This was a shock. The whole presentation, the scripting, everything that I did, the background, everything that I created, the whole screenplay that I did was a shock, right? And a similar, and also great surprise for you. A similar technique is also used by Finance with Sharan, if you have seen. He uses such great characters that are relatable, but also kind of create a surprise element for you, right? For instance, he says, "Kya hook kya hai?" And you're like, what? Is this supposed to be a financial educational reel? And you're telling me kya hook kya hai, right? Then the third example. And I will also answer a question that has been put up by Divyansh through this reel.
Somebody told me that I have more followers because I am a woman. What do you think about this?
Right? And literally right now, Divyansh has written the same question, that women get more followers because they are women. Okay. And literally someone else had also told me the same thing, right? What I did, I just asked the same question to my audience. I asked for their opinion. And I had opinions, right? People were giving me opinions left, right, and center. Look at the number of comments I got. 2,300 comments. 2,300 comments. Obviously, there won't be any shares or saves because this is here I'm asking for opinion, right? And the views 856 K. K. Okay. So when you are triggering someone, they will give their opinion. And to answer your question, Divyansh, that women get more followers because they are women. If that's the case, then I would have had more followers than my competitors. But that's not the case. Okay. Anyway, okay. Did you get the point? When you ask for opinion, you can ask for opinion on a current affairs, on anything political, on anything gender based, on anything that's going around the world. You can give surprises, you can shock people, you can make claims. Are the emotions clear? Are the emotions clear? Yes or no? Are these 4 emotions clear? I am coming to how to regulate these emotions. I mean, regulate in the sense how to make sure that you are able to create a script out of it. But are these emotions clear to you? Yes, clear. How to add these emotions to a food page? You'll know. You'll write a script and then see. Okay, now what I want you to do is, before I go ahead and literally tell you on how to use these emotions to create a hook, I want you to pick up one emotion. Which emotion do you like the most? Pick that up. Tell me which emotion do you like the most. Pick that up, please, and tell me which one you're picking. Okay, Tanya is picking relief, Shreyansh connection, Carol shock, Kiran गेमिंग के लिए भी इमोशन ही है भाई. क्या नाम है उसका? कैरी मिनाटी, वो इमोशन ही लेके आता है. Opinion. Lalit says opinion. Shreya says shock. Okay, you've picked your connection, your emotion. Now go ahead and write a hook. Just don't worry about if the hook is good or not, good or bad or whatever. Just take one emotion, trigger that emotion with your hook. Just write it. Write it for me, guys. Target one emotion and write a small sentence which can be used as a hook. Don't worry if it's catchy, not catchy, whatever it is, don't worry. I'll tell you how to make it catchy. Okay, I want you to write that hook and give it to me here so that we can later go ahead and compare what happened. Okay, Cherish says, my mother inaugurated 20,000 square feet factory. Great, good hook. Next. You think a human can beat AI? Okay. Shock claims housewife won't work, can't earn money. Okay. Today I made a dish called, okay. Don't watch this video if you want internship in 2025. Triggering a lot of emotions. What makes you really happy? Opinion. You think AI is seriously going to replace you? That's a shock. And okay, you're 27 and the world is few days away from hitting a pandemic. Oh my God. Anything close to fulfillment? Anything someone wants to create on fulfillment? Or maybe give a solution? I finally landed a freelancing client after a maternity break. Great. That's also a claim that you're making. That's also probably you'll go ahead and give a solution. And also a desire, probably. Okay, great. A lot of hooks. Right. Now, hold your horses. Right now, you've written the hook. You have it with you. Now let's start with a formula that I'll give you to prepare. So this is just a hook, okay, that you've prepared. What I'm going to give you is a formula for writing a whole statement, a whole beginning that would entail your at least 5 to 7 seconds of your video. It will include the hook. It will include a part where you're not just hooking someone's attention or making them stop scrolling. You're also making them wait and watch the reel, right? What if people get hooked and then after 2 seconds they leave? It doesn't make sense, right? We also have to make sure that they sit and watch the whole video. Okay. So the formula that I'm going to give you for the beginning of your reel is called SICK, SSIQ, SICK. Okay. What does SICK stand for? SICK, the first S stands for shock. So it can be a fun fact, it can be a negative fact, it can be a challenge, right? It can also be a claim, by the way. We discussed shock earlier as well. For example, a fun fact was Bill Gates collaborated with Dolly Chiwala. It was a fun fact. Negative fact could be like someone gave, you're 27 and you're going to die, and the pandemic is near, or you don't even know that you're going to die in 1 year, in 5 years. Negative, okay? Or a challenge, because challenge also shocks the system, okay? The second one is support. So whatever fact, sorry, whatever fact, claim, challenge, whatever emotion you're hitting in the first sentence is supposed to be supported in the second sentence. Okay. For instance, I give you a fun fact that AI is not going to take your jobs, right? And here are 30, the second one would be, and here are 30 job 30 careers which cannot be done without human help, right? Here's the support that I'm giving, that oh my god, there are 30 careers. Or I can give you like a report from Oxford University's report, from papers, from, I can quote data, I can quote someone else, I can quote probably Gary Vee saying the same thing, right? So I am using a proof to support whatever I said in the first sentence. I can use someone else's personal brand, I can pick that up, right? I can probably use Nikhil Kamat's podcast, one sentence, right? Or I can pick up data from reliable sources, from government websites, from universities, right? Or from any survey firms. Okay, got this till here? The third one is incentive. Now I've given you a shock statement. I have given you a support statement that, Oxford came up with these 30 careers that cannot be done without human help. Okay, and then comes the incentive. And I say, and I'm going to tell you all 30 of them in next 10 seconds. So there is something for you. You will, why would they stay if there's nothing for them? You have to hold them and make them stay. Okay, that's the incentive. What is the give back? What are they taking away from you? Right? Then the last part, a question. Either you end it with a question or a curiosity, or maybe uh, something like this, that Oxford came up with these 30 careers, and I'm going to share all of them with you. But what if I tell you that I have figured out 10 more? Would you be interested? And then people will say, yes, 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 I'm interested, right? So a question that raises their curiosity. Now not the problem, but the thing is that if you use all four of them, you are bound to go viral. If you use three of them, any three of these things, these topics, you will go viral, but probably not hyper viral. If you only use any two of them, then your chances keep decreasing with the number of these four features you're using. If you're using all four, great. If you're using three, okay. If you're using only two, then there are slightly lesser chances of you going viral. And if you're using only one, any one of them, you will not go viral, whatever may come. Okay. Do you want to see some examples? Do you want to see examples of this? Okay. Perfect. Let me show you some examples.
Gained 7.2 million followers in 172 posts with just one single strategy. Whiteboard. He used the most basic form of learning.
I'll play this again so that you can hear the hook again. I said, this guy gained 7. So I've paused the video right now. What I'm saying in this video is this guy gained 7.1 million followers with just one strategy, right? I'll play it again.
This guy gained 7.2 million followers in 172 posts with just one single strategy. Whiteboard. He used
Right? So in the first sentence, I'm saying this guy gained 7.2 million followers with 152, 162 posts. It's a shock statement. Then I'm supporting my statement by showing the clip of that person and the screenshot of the number of followers he has and the number of posts he has done. Right? That is the support I'm giving. Okay. And then I say he used just one strategy, which is an incentive that I give. Right? I'm like, I'm going to tell you that one strategy. So I use these three things in this video. Okay. And you can see the results.
This guy
133K views, 1,000 followers, 4,000 shares. Works great for me. Right?
This
Now I'll play the whole video for you to understand.
guy gained 7.2 million followers in 172 posts with just one single strategy. Whiteboard. He used the most basic form of learning that reminds us of school, and he used simple ideas that can be saved and learned even if you don't know the concept. So no fancy setup or gadgets, just pure and easy value. So the next time you want a foolproof plan to go viral, just look at this guy.
Did it make sense? Did you see how I gave the example also? I gave a shock statement also. I gave them the incentive as well. Did you see how using it works? Let me give you another example from another niche, which is actually a amazing example with much better results. You guys know Ansh Mehra? You guys recognize this guy, Ansh Mehra? Yes, UX UI designer, AI. He talks about AI. He talks about a bunch of. He talks about self-improvement. He talks about content.
सब आजकल ये चैट जीपीटी की क्यों बात कर रहे हैं?
This technology can change a ton of people's lives who are watching this right now.
गैरी भी सही कह रहे हैं, एंड तक देखना बहुत जबरदस्त टेक्नोलॉजी है, क्योंकि इस रील की स्क्रिप्ट के लिए भी मैंने चैट जीपीटी को यूज करा है। हाँ, हिंदी में भी चैट करता है ये।
You saw what he did? I'll play the hook again for you. Before I play it, let me just explain. He said, "सब आजकल ये ChatGPT की क्यों बात कर रहे हैं?" Right? He generated curiosity in the first go, so he used question in the first line. Right? Second line, he used a support statement where the video of Gary Vee comes up. Right? He supported that it's not just me. Even Gary Vee is talking about it. He showed the support. He gave the proof of the support. Right? Then he said, "भाई मैंने ये script भी ChatGPT से लिखवाई है, और हाँ मैं ये बताने वाला हूँ कि कैसे लिखवाई." So he also gave an incentive. Right? And at the end of it, he said, "ये हिंदी में भी लिखता है," which is a shock statement. So he literally used all four things. And look at the number of likes. 182K तो likes ही हैं. Imagine the number of views he must have got. I'll play it again. Oh, I'm sorry.
सब आजकल ये चैट जीपीटी की क्यों बात कर रहे हैं?
This technology can change a ton of people's lives who are watching this right now.
गैरी भी सही कह रहे हैं, एंड तक देखना बहुत जबरदस्त टेक्नोलॉजी है, क्योंकि इस रील की स्क्रिप्ट के लिए भी मैंने चैट जीपीटी को यूज करा है। हाँ, हिंदी में भी चैट करता है ये। जब आप गूगल से कुछ पूछते हो तो वो आपको लिंक्स देता है, फिर आप एक एक करके लिंक्स में जाते हो और अपना आंसर ढूंढते हो। बट जब आप चैट जीपीटी से कोई क्वेश्चन पूछते हो तो वो लिंक्स नहीं, आपके क्वेश्चन का एग्जैक्ट आंसर दे देता है। ऐसा लगता है कि आप दुनिया के सबसे नॉलेजेबल टीचर से चैट कर रहे हो। इसके पीछे बहुत टेक्नोलॉजी है, एंड आई रेकमेंड कि आप खुद चैट जीपीटी से जाके पूछो कि हाउ डू यू वर्क। काफी लोग चैट जीपीटी को अपने असाइनमेंट्स, रिसर्च एंड ईमेल्स के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं। chat.openai.com पे जाके आप भी इसे ट्राई कर सकते हो फॉर फ्री। फॉर मोर सच कंटेंट ऑन डिजाइन एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, फॉलो योर दोस्त अंश मेहरा। सब आजकल
Did it make sense? क्या उसने did he use all four of these things in the formula? Right? It is, and you saw that when you use all four, you literally get a crazy hype, right? I used three, and that's why my views were okay. I mean, they were viral, but not like in millions. They were in hundreds, 100K, right? Make sense? Any questions you have for this double SIQ formula? Just for this formula, I will not answer any other random questions, guys. Anything for this from this formula? How will these work for storytelling kind of content? Give support, no? If you're using storytelling content, let's say you are literally telling a story. Let's say I begin with once upon a time there was a lion, right? And you showcase the clip of Panch Tantra, or you give give the detail from a video, or let's say I'm talking about Ramayana, okay? And I can give a clip from the show itself, or I can give a photo, picture, or maybe a verse from the Ramayana. Okay, so that would be a statement, or you can start with a question. That do you know that Sita who was abducted was actually not the real Sita, it was a shadow? Or the Sita who was abducted was not real? Let me start with a question and then support it with, probably you can go ahead and support it with a verse from the texts, right? And then this is a question and a shock statement really. And then tell people, I am going to tell you the whole story from abduction to the Agni Pariksha in next 30 seconds. That's the incentive, right? Shock for jewelry business. Anything you can probably claim that, I mean, if that's true, Kiara Advani wore our design, or we made the same design that Alia Bhatt wore, or Alia Bhatt wore this necklace of 50 lakh rupees and we are giving it to you in 2 lakhs. Shock statement. Okay, a lot of questions. For traveling, Baba, traveling is so, I mean, you can easily talk about a place, you can put up a question about place, a fun fact about place, you can put up a shock statement about a place. For example, there was a reel that went viral lately, I saw it like yesterday only. There was, so Pondicherry, everyone says that Pondicherry is so beautiful and everyone should go and visit. But that lady had another viewpoint. She said, I am not doing a solo trip to Pondicherry ever in my life again. So, and she was warning girls to not go there because the tourists that come actually destroy, I mean, have caused a ruckus and all of that. So that was a shock statement for me, because I've also heard that Pondicherry is a beautiful place and I've also made plans of going there solo, but it was a shock statement. Then she supported her statement with showing a video of herself being harassed, being abused by others, by, you know, being followed by a group of people, right? And then she gave us a question that, will you do it? Or she gave us an incentive, I'll tell you why you should not. So traveling you can literally do. For cooking also, give me a fun fact about let's say an ingredient that, you know, that haldi can be. For instance, someone told me that if you had, so a lot of people have water and haldi, right? A doctor told me that haldi cannot be digested without fat. That's why we use it in cooking and stuff, right? So you can talk about it, you know, if you just add haldi to water, this will happen. Anything, you can talk about a dish, and you can also quote people on it. Obviously, you'll have to figure out how to quote. You'll have to find people of that sort, right? Should we go to the next part? Are we done with this? Are we done with the beginning? Right? You understood what emotion, like pick up an emotion. You can even choose to, so you can choose to pick up some other emotion, right? And give, instead of shock, you can choose to pick up desire. You can choose to pick up fulfillment. You can choose to pick up opinion. You can choose to pick up what are the other emotions that we had? Relief. You can choose to pick up connection. Anything. Okay? Done. And then support them with everything else. Now, Now go ahead. Now, before I tell you about the middle and how to continue your script, I want you to go ahead and now write a hook. You wrote a hook earlier. I want you to now write a hook with everything included. And I'm literally going to check your hooks here. And give me a hook, guys. Guys, stop asking question. I'm not answering your question right now. Give me a hook so that I can go ahead and answer, help you out with that as well. Because you guys are literally over. I mean, there are over, how many people are there with us? There are over 250 people right now. Okay. Okay, Nitya has given your website might be your biggest sales killer. Support. Most buyers judge your business before the page even loads. A poor first impression. Incentive. A professional site can turn clicks into loyal. Question. What is your first impression? Nitya, no, this is not the best way. Your website might be your biggest sales killer. This is okay, right? If you can add some numbers, right? Your web, or you can probably say, you can take names of a website. Let's say Gary Vee's website was the reason he lost 50,000 leads, right? And then you put up a clip of Gary Vee saying it, right? Or if you are saying your website, don't be generic in your hook. Okay, you have written website might be your biggest sales killer. Say website is your biggest sales killer. If you show that you are only unsure in the video in the hook, then nobody's going to see your content. Okay, so website is your biggest sales killer, and then probably you can produce some data from Oxford, from wherever. Okay, or someone else also talking about it, and then you tell them, and here are 3 ways I can help you solve it. That's incentive. Are you ready? That's question. Okay, next. Deepa says, I got my first client even when I just had 100 followers. Do you want to know how? There's no support statement in it. There's no incentive, Deepa. You're lacking incentive and support statement. Simran says, just one ingredient and my hair started growing like magic. Again, no support statement. If you had written something like, and this ingredient has also been used by Angelina Jolie, by Alia Bhatt, something, name it, give me a support, no, right? That would have made much more sense. And also there's no incentive, there's no question, nothing. Sandhya says, still using those expensive creams? This is a question only. Where's the support? Where's the incentive? Where's the shock statement? If you had said something like, I solved my acne, pigmentation and scars with this 100 rupee cream. And it is dermatologically tested, and you put screenshots of a lot of dermatologically tested, that claim. And then you say it is available without a prescription also. Right? That's incentive. And then you start. Okay. Guys, please elaborate. You're using literally just one of these. I want you to at least use 3 of these statements. Okay. How I got my first barter collaboration using these 3 things. Okay. This is a Sandhya, you have to talk about how I got my first barter collaboration with 300 followers. Give me numbers. Then support it. Show me screenshots of the barter collaboration you got. Okay. And because of that barter collaboration, what did you get in the barter? That could be the incentive. Right, completed. Okay, Abhishek, travel without pay. Abhishek, you need to complete it. Radhika, Kasol is scary as a youngster was missing during this trek. Why? Went missing during this because he didn't follow what I am going to share in 10 seconds. Okay, instead of saying Kasol is scary, you can start with youngster went missing in Kasol. Not even youngster, give the number. This 15-year-old girl went missing in Kasol during her trek. So this is a shock. Supported with probably